These are my favorite eyeshadow brushes. I am a makeup artist. I've been a makeup artist for over 10 years. And honestly, I can say that whenever I'm doing makeup on clients or myself, it's always a variation of these type of brushes. These are literally the specific ones that I reach for the most. I have multiples of these in my kit. Starting off with the biggest one, this is the Morphe M441. This one is a larger, fluffy blending brush. I love a brush this size for laying down the base of my eyeshadow. So I actually used almost all of these brushes today. I went into my crease with a bronzer to lay down the base. So I just take it right here above my crease, lay down my bronzer, and that helps add a base for my eyeshadow. I also use this at the end when I'm done my eyeshadow. Sometimes I'll take a little bit of my blush or just a little bit of that bronzer, blend it over to help just tie everything together. Next one is the Smith 230. Similar type of brush to the previous one, but it's smaller and more compact. This one I use to start to deepen my crease. I'll go closer to my actual crease with a little bit of a darker shade and just blend that in. I love when brushes have this kind of shape because I find it helps with the blend and it kind of does have to work for you. Pro tip, when you're blending your eyeshadows, don't hold the brush down here. Hold the brush farther away from the base and use your wrist for the blending. I promise it makes a difference. The difference in size there is what really helps you to build the depth in your eyeshadow. Another one that's the same size, but if you have hooded eyes, this one is a must-have. This one is the Morphe M506. Comparing the sizes, you can see how much smaller this one is compared to the other ones, but it's a similar type of shape. This one is so great for hooded eyes because it's the same shape as a blending brush, but you're gonna have more precise application. When you have hooded eyes, you have less eyelid space to work with. So this one I find really helps me build depth in the outer corner without going too far out because I don't want my eyeshadow to go too far up. I personally don't like how that looks on me. I like my darker eyeshadow to stay closer to the crease in the outer corner. So this one just fits perfectly right here. When I fit it in my crease, you can see it doesn't go too far up here. When I showed this one, you can see the placement is less precise. I like this one for building just with the darker colors, and same thing, just blending into the base that you created. Next, we have a flat eyeshadow packing brush. You can see how flat it is from the side and the type of shape it is. This one is from Anastasia. I don't know the number. It's I think A8. I'll double check and I'll write it on the screen. But I like this for placing a lighter shadow on the lid. You can be a matte shadow, a shimmer shadow, something like this just really helps you to pack it on. Something with a rounded edge like this where the bristles are different sizes and lengths. It also helps you get a diffused edge and you can use it to just wipe over and make sure that it's blended well. I used to just use my finger to place these, but honestly using a brush like this just gives me a more finished look. Next is the My Tapered Smudge brush from My Kitco. Kind of like a pencil brush, but a little bit thicker. I like this one for adding even more precise placement of a darker shadow. Usually right here, I'll bring it along my lash line, just tap it in. Again, the bristles on here are different sizes, different lengths, and that helps you blend it out a little bit once you place it, but it's dense enough so that if you want to place extra pigment in one specific spot, you can just pack that in and leave it there. Something like this is also great for the under eye. You can just lightly brush that on and it's just a really good size for that. Last, we have one of my favorite brushes. If you like doing like a cut crease or you want like super precise placement of a color, Morphe M515. It is super tiny. But when I'm doing a cut crease, I like using this for blending colors that need to stay in a very precise spot. I don't want them to go too far up. I want them to stay really where I place them, but I still need to blend that out a little bit. So when I'm doing a cut crease, it'll usually be around here. I can just lightly go over it, blend that out. I'll sometimes use this to add like a darker color right on the lash line without it going too far down. Or if I'm doing like a smoked out liner, you can easily go over your liner and smoke it out with this. So these are my favorite eyeshadow brushes. I've been using these honestly for years. I have them in my makeup kit. I have them in my personal brushes and they're just so reliable.